Okay, let's get started. Hi, I'm Bill. It is the 9th of October 2025, and in this video, first I'm taking a pickleball off today. I kind of strained my hamstring yesterday. I was at the hub in Alameda for 4 hours. Had a fantastic lesson. I'm going to talk a little bit about that, and also got to play 4 games with higher level players. I'm going to give you a couple thoughts on that. But first, let's start here. If you've been following the channel, you know that I ordered the Boomstik, the elongated version, and it should be coming in, I guess, within 10 days or so. But I was at the hub yesterday and I was able to check out their demo of the elongated one. And you might have seen the video I put up about the serve warm-up using the elongated boomstick. But again, it was a great experience to be able to use a demo. And I had some reservation. I had been using the WideBody boomstick, and I decided to order the elongated version, and I had a little apprehension. Was I doing the right thing? Well, playing with the elongated version yesterday for 4 hours, serve practice, a lesson basically on volleying. I'm going to talk about that a little bit. And then also playing 4 games with players that are better than me. It was an excellent opportunity for me to find out more about the elongated version of the boomstick, and my confidence is going up that I am going to be able to handle the pop and the power of the boomstick. But so let's go here. So I took a class yesterday at the net. And there was just 2 of us in there, and one of the other player was Theo, and he's really much better than me. I've played with him in gameplay. Clearly, he's better than me. He's more mobile than me, and those type of things. But this class was really an excellent class, and it gave me an opportunity to get a feel for the paddle, because basically what Theo and I were doing, he was on one side on the kitchen line, I was on the other side of the kitchen line, and what Marcia was having us do was start on the left-hand side, so that's me facing that way, the left-hand side of one court, and start a volley, and then move all the way across the court, and then onto a second court, and all the way across that court, and then come back volleying back the other way, 2 courts. And it really gave me a great opportunity to get that feel about how much do I need to push? How much do I, how much can I let his pace, Theo's pace, just pop off my paddle and push it back across to him? And then when did I have to maybe put a little bit more power into it? And again, when you're volleying, I don't know what your experience is, but sometimes you want a good amount of pace because it'll keep the ball going back and forth like this. If you're not putting enough pace, sometimes it comes off your paddle and starts to dip down. So you kind of have to find that right amount of pace, which means you have to take into consideration the power and the pop of the paddle, and then how much more you should put into it to keep that ball flatter. But it was a fun exercise, and we did this volleying back and forth for a good 25 minutes, 20 to 25 minutes. We did some other drills where we were volleying back and forth, and then we intentionally, like I would intentionally put the ball up high to Theo's forehand, with his goal of hitting down on that ball, which then forced me to go down, kind of like the seesaw. Paddle goes up, their paddle goes up, your paddle goes down. So we drilled on this for a good 10, 15 minutes taking turns on who was intentionally pushing that ball up high so the other person could use their forehand to try to do a kill shot, forcing the other player to quickly bring their paddle down. Kind of recognizing what your opponent is doing with their paddle so you can make the corresponding adjustment. And again, for this drill, it was the seesaw. They go high, you go low. You know, you go high, they go low. It was fantastic. And why it was so timely is because this paddle is brand new to me, essentially, even though it's a demo. And, you know, this was an excellent drill for me to get an understanding of how do I manage that pop and power. And so it was just a good drill. And it's something that Lori and I are going to work on now. Theo and I are about the same height, so it was a little bit, and you know, maybe a little bit easier. Lori's shorter than me; she's like 4'11", and so, you know, I got to kind of, in a collaborative way, volley with her, and so I might have to volley down a little more. But we're going to work on that drill. Really, really good. And the whole class was around developing hand speed, and it was really good. Now, one more thing I'll mention that Marcia pointed out, my volleys are pretty good. She wanted me to use the backhand all the time and slide a little bit more, but I would just naturally go and volley with my forehand at times instead of just sliding a little bit to keep it on the backhand side. I did that a few times, but it was still a good drill. But what Marcia did point out to me is, as we're moving along, I was starting to back off of the kitchen line. And so Marcia is very particular about, one thing I like about her observations, if I'm starting to move off that kitchen line, she's quick to let me know that so that I can make that adjustment. And again, you know, I kind of thought to myself, well, I'm old. If I move back off the kitchen line a little bit, I get, you know, I give myself some more time to react. But correspondingly, what I'm doing is giving the person on the other side more time as well. And, you know, one thing I was going to just talk about, it's clear to me that pickleball is about time management. You're trying to gain time and you're trying to take time away from them. And so there's that, in my mind, that aspect flowing through the game. And so what can you do to take time away from your opponent, and what can you do to give yourself some more time? The other thing about moving off the kitchen line is I then start to open up angles for my opponent on the other side. And so then again, that's another reason I want to be a little bit more mindful. I've been staying a little bit back behind the kitchen line because I didn't want to do a foot fault. But, you know, I think I'm going to hug it a little bit more. I'll take that risk of a foot fault. And, you know, I'm not playing, you know, and if somebody wants to call me if I foot fault, I am totally comfortable with that. Yeah, it was, the class was really excellent, and had a great time. Then after that class, and I'd already burned by that time over 1,000 calories, I guess we were about 3 hours in to my, you know, calorie burn. Theo goes, hey, do you want to, our class was over, hey, do you want to have a game? There was a couple of a gentleman down there, Tom and Gillette, and so we went down there to play with them. And that kind of brings me to the concept of, you know, you got to play with better players. And these, Gillette and Tom were basically driving the ball all the time, and they were driving that ball with good pace. And so what I got the opportunity to do with the elongated, the Boomstik Elongated now, was to see how it reacts when they're firing that ball 40, 50 miles an hour at me and I'm at the kitchen line. You know, how far, you know, what do I put onto that ball and still be able to keep it in, and those type of things. So those 4 games were really instrumental in me further understanding the traits of the Boomstik Elongated when it comes to pop and power. So I was just like kind of smiling, even though my shots, you know, were maybe not the best, and clearly it wasn't because of the paddle, it was because of my technique. I was just enjoying it, getting that opportunity to play with higher level players who can really put pace on the ball. And that made it even more clear to me that I need to get back with Marcia, and I've got a lesson set up with her for next Wednesday to spend some more time on my forehand drive. I kind of, when I took the lesson with Marcia, I had a nice drive technique when I left that lesson, but since I didn't continue to drill on it immediately after that lesson in the following days, I kind of lost some of the, well, I really didn't have enough muscle memory developed at that time just through the class. And one thing I believe is you take a class and technique, you start to get a feel for what the aspects of the shot are, and then, you know, you go and drill, and then that's what enables you to build the muscle memory, the repetitive drilling on that shot. And I didn't take the opportunity to do that, so I'm going to take that lesson on the forehand drive with Marcia this coming Wednesday, which would be next Wednesday. Now, one thing I did do, though, is after all that, Lori said, hey, do you want to go and drill a little bit more? And that's how we wound up doing 4.5 hours. So Lori and I spent another 30 minutes after that, and at this point I was already burned 1,500 calories. I said, sure, I'm a little tired, but let's go for it. And so I tried this Boomstik elongated shape on my backhand, two-handed backhand drives, using the technique that Trish O'Neill at the Hub in Alameda had shared with the class Monday morning. This thing fires rockets. I mean, you know, the whole thing with the two-handed backhand, as you probably know, is, you know, you got to get down, you got to get your paddle down, you got to get the paddle underneath the ball. You don't want your paddle too far back, but then you want to accelerate through the shot. Boy, that ball was coming off like a rocket, and that is a missing part of my game up until now. I need to be able to fire those drives with, you know, pretty good precision, where they've got some pace on them, and if they move to the side, there's enough shape on that ball where it doesn't leave the court. And so I did several two-handed backhand drives at Lori. She was up there then blocking, so that's what she was practicing on, was the blocking. And then I did some forehand drives, and even not with the optimal technique, I was able to keep that ball relatively low over the net and with pace. And so drives have been a missing part of my game, and it's something that has been, I think, holding me back, because really a drive is critical so that you can get a third shot drive is critical so you can get a better fifth shot drop so that you can drop hopefully from further up in the transition zone towards the kitchen line. Yeah, it was just a blast yesterday. I was very lucky that the demo was available. That's why we got there a little bit early, because I wanted to make sure I was able to check it out, and just spent 4.5 hours with it. And you know, you purchase something, and you know, I demoed the WideBody, and I like the characteristics and traits about that paddle. But then I went and, you know, ordered the elongated one, and I said, okay, smaller sweet spot. You know, what else am I going to find out between the WideBody and the elongated? And I hadn't used the WideBody in any competitive games with players that are better than me, and so it was just great. So you know, not having done that, and I ordered the elongated, did I make the right decision on shape? So, you know, I don't know what your thoughts are on shape. You know, clearly I understand that wide bodies and standard shapes have typically a bigger sweet spot. And I also understand that when it comes to elongated paddles, I think I've heard that one thing that made them popular was the tennis players coming into pickleball kind of gravitated towards more of the elongated shape. But so, I don't know, I'd love to hear your thoughts if you want to drop a comment. What shape do you use and why do you prefer that shape? That would be interesting to hear from you. But long story short is that I am now 100% comfortable with my choice of shape. I still have a lot to do to really improve and get really proficient with both the power and the pop that the Boomstik Elongated can offer me. And those drives that I was doing were just a blast. And I think the ability to have a really good paced drive low over the net is going to add another dimension to my game that I think is going to enable me to get up that level ladder a little bit more quickly, let's say, because again, a good drive could lead to a shorter drop for your fifth shot. But anyway, and the other thing I wanted to say, you know, was about playing with players that are better than you. And when you do that, you gotta be prepared to not be effective. You know, when you start playing with people that are putting a lot more pace on the ball than you may be used to, players that if you just put that ball up a little too high, it's not like really high, they will leverage that and attack you with it, where maybe other players that you've been playing with at your level haven't quite developed that capability yet, so you can get by with a little bit of a higher ball. But as you go up in level, players are more proficient at exploiting just a little bit of height on that ball. You get it. You don't get that ball going down right over the net. They're going to be able to reach. You know, if that ball's above the knees, come up and attack you with that ball that you just sent over. So if it's above the net, look out. They'll tattoo you if you're not careful. So anyway, I just wanted to give you an update. I'm totally comfortable now with my shape choice for the Boomstik. I still got a lot of work to become proficient with it and to harness the pop and the power, but I'm really excited about that. I'm going to work on my forehand drive and my backhand drives now on a more frequent basis when I drill. My volleys through the class were pretty good. Got a lot of positive comments on them, and I did pretty well against a better player than me in when we were doing the volleys. And I'll continue to work on that. But you know, when you play with better players, I just tell myself, it's okay. You mess up, make note of how you messed up, and then after, don't let it interfere with you while you're in game play, in a sense. Don't think about it or dwell on it too much at that moment in time. Make a mental note, okay, that didn't go as planned, it was a little too high, whatever, and just play and have fun. And you get enough opportunities over time, and I think those unforced errors are going to go down, because that ball, you're getting that ball presented to you more often from a higher skilled player, and you're going to develop confidence as you are able to handle those attacks and those type of things, and you start to see, okay, I can really do it. That'll start to build confidence within you, and could be a lot of fun. So, all right, well, if you like this kind of content, please give it a thumbs up. I'm super excited about my decision on the Selkirk Labs boomstick. I have a Selkirk code that I'll put in the video description if you're interested in purchasing a boomstick. And again, while you don't get money knocked off the price, you do get a gift card if you use that Selkirk code. But other than that, I'm just having a blast. But I'm going to take a day or two off to let my hamstring that I strained yesterday heal a little bit more, and also, since I'm not sure how much I want to play with my other paddles, knowing that the boomstick is going to be showing up on my door in a few days. I think I will continue to drill with my Carbon 2 Genesis True Foam and my Joysent Halo X5 16mm paddle. Again, that Joysent paddle for under $50. If you're looking for a value price, you don't want to go $333, which I can fully understand, but you're looking for a good paddle, that Joysent Halo X5 16mm T700 carbon fiber paddle for under $50 might be a very good choice for you. I have a discount code BILL20 in the video description, so you might want to check that out as well. All right, well, I hope you're having fun on the pickleball court. And again, my hamstring strain is further motivation for me to execute on my conditioning and strength training program, because through that, I'll most likely reduce the possibility for injuries. And while this is a mild hamstring situation right now, I think some of it is being brought about because I'm not in the best condition, and I need to further condition my glutes, my hamstrings, my quads, and my core, all in an effort to, one, improve my performance on the court, but also to allow me to stay on the court through the reduction in injury. So if you've not seen the video I did on focused on knees and what I'm doing in the gym to improve the conditioning of my knees, you might want to check that out. So, all right, well, thanks again for dropping into the channel, and other than that, maybe we'll see you on the courts.